Have you ever felt like you had something inside of you that maybe hasn't been used, healed, resolved? I got this thing nagging at me. I got this thing that keeps making me drink. I don't do it as often. I got this thing, I don't know why it is, but I cheated. Or, I keep, oh man, I want a wife and kids or more kids, and I just keep dating these chicks that aren't what I want. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, are all guys like this? Try this on for size. What if you have a dragon inside of you? And this shows up many different ways. What if you have something inside of you that you haven't been able to heal? Sometimes heal's a great word, and sometimes it's a poor word. In the spiritual community, guys can get lost on their never-ending healing journey. Ask me how I know from the past. And sometimes we have something inside of us, and probably a common word in personal development is it's unintegrated, it's unembodied. That's one way to say it. Another way is you may have not yet discovered the alchemist inside of you. That there's something inside of you that actually looks like a pile of shit. However, it's shit-colored, shit-smelling wrapping paper. And inside is a couple pounds or a kilo of gold. And they usually go together. Kind of funny. The shit we've went through, the things we've overcome, the dark night of the soul, our pain, the losing the money, the breakups, death of a loved one, illness, shitty experiences. When used correctly, when alchemized, they can be more gold, literally, metaphorically, than most of us can imagine. So what if you had these different dragons, let's call it, inside of you? And sometimes a dragon kind of needs to be healed. It just needs to, we have something inside of us, and we've never known how to just let this thing that's screwing us up, and we're not sure. But if there's a dragon caught in my living room and it's flying around wrecking shit, I could try to fight it. Or I could open the balcony door and it could just whoosh, leave. Now, there could be other things. You could have a dragon of addiction. Women, sex, drugs, booze. They're kind of all the same. I've had myself had this experience where it's from pills, then no more pills, then alcohol, then no more alcohol, then weed, then kratom, then weed, then whatever. There's really not an addiction. There's a mismanaged emotion or a series of emotions or energy, kind of like the wild dragon in the living room. And that dragon may need to be talked to. He may need to be slayed. There's the dragon of shame, one of the biggest dragons. Because it is the lowest vibration. It is the shittiest energy, the most self-destructive. And it's actually something, and again, ask me how I know. Dealing with my own shame in the past. Still comes up at times, but not even a fraction of what it would have a couple years ago. Shame is actually almost always a lie. I would actually say, let me correct that. It is always a lie. Having a sense of guilt or a gut check about integrity is a sign of a good man. Like, hey, I said I was going to do this, or hey, I'm out of integrity. That's healthy. Shame is something of someone thinking they are bad. Something is inherently wrong with them. What's interesting about the dragon of shame is a young child doesn't have it. So it's absolutely a learned behavior. Now, it might be kind of hard if you're watching this, but it's true. I know I probably would have argued this at one time. It's actually not even real. It may feel real, but it's like if I tell myself the sky is lime green with purple polka dots, and I look up and I said that every day since I was a little kid, since I was 7, I might just think I'm seeing that. One of the biggest dragons to slay is leaky sexual energy. This can show up in sleeping around. It can show up as sex addiction. I don't know about you. There's a lot of guys, I used to be one, that had sexual addictions. I never would have called it that. I would have just said, like, maybe this is going too far. Should I really be going out and mixing Cialis to counteract the Molly, and then have the drinks, and then smoke to come down, and then it's prostitutes, sex clubs, Tinder, and stop maybe doing the crazy stuff, but it's softcore porn on Instagram, which often, maybe not often, pretty much always desensitizes us, unless you have some very unique life, to what a real woman is, or to what one woman is, because it's always a constant stimulation of more, different, which makes it very hard to commit. But it leaks. Like if you had a dude, you had a boat, and you're like, oh, we're gonna sail from New York to Europe. And you had some people in the boat that were drilling little holes. You're like, well, it's not sinking, but like, fuck. My boat is gonna go, like I'm in the middle of the ocean. This is not gonna go well if I keep having people drill fucking holes in my boat. So why do I use this metaphor of these dragons? I think it's very accurate. I think sometimes they need to fly away. Sometimes the dragon needs to know you guys are actually friends. And sometimes you need to stab it in the fucking head. In our personal development or spiritual journey, not everything is about healing and love and light. On the other hand, of what it means to be a man and rediscover your balls, your testicular fortitude, everything is not just murder everything that's not in our highest good. There is a bit of both. That's the balance. That's the dance of light and dark, of masculine, feminine, of the head and the heart, however you want to see it. What if you have these different types of dragons? Maybe you even think about and identify with some other ones. And what if, as the dragon leaves, there's more space in the house, a couple dragons you have to confront, which would be very confronting. What if as you confront the dragon, you realize, oh, I'm not here to fight the dragon with a sword. It's because I'm a motherfucking dragon. It's because I was a man put on this earth by God, by the universe, to feel, do, experience something more. It's because I have a big heart, and something in me knows I'm a bad motherfucker too. What if you have that song, even if it's just a quiet song in your heart that says something like that? And as you release these energies, as you release these dragons, as some of them you realize you just need to make friends. These dragons are your homies, bro. And other dragons you slay. And as some release, as some you realize you make friends, you have allies. And other ones you slay. And what if, because of that, you then embrace, you then feel, you then experience the power of who you really are, in your true power. And you might think this is some silly medieval metaphor, and maybe it is. It's for you to decide if it resonates with you or not. But as guys, a lot of us are so far away from what our true capacity, our true power is, the truth of who we are. So, I invite you to consider, I challenge you, who do you want to be in this next year? How are you going to use that primal, that dragon energy. If you believe in this sort of thing, I do now. I don't think I did much in the past. We have, I believe, 16 days of closing out this year of the snake. Let's assume that you believe in the Chinese New Year stuff. Let's assume it could just be total bullshit too. To be fair, everyone's got their opinions. However, what I've noticed in these last 2 years, an unusual amount of people, whether it was 2024, 2025, or both, people have went through some shit, or they've had just some wild growth. And what if we're coming to this end of this cycle to decide what kind of energy you want to go into this year with? What kind of things do you want to slay or leave behind in 2026 or 2025 rather, kind of 2026, right? To fully become and hone and channel the dragon that's within you, you got to slay some dragons. See you soon.